Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode of the Redforce podcast. With me today is the One Piece guru, Christian Tolato.
I guess I'm the guru.
I'm your host, Eric Tolato, and this podcast is all about One Piece and what we love about it and how strong Shanks is.
Shanks. He's the God King of the verse.
Everyone in the community is talking a lot about how Carter's the strongest, how, Big Mum, she's been showing a lot, this Whole Cake Island arc, but,
We all know Shanks is the strongest.
obviously.
Don't try and hide it. It's the truth.
I mean, Shanks is the God King of the verse.
Fact.
Haki Master, all these Yonkos, they're massive.
We'll save all this for the segment.
Alright. So, this podcast is going to cover a lot about One Piece, but this podcast is probably for the most hardcore of internet One Piece fans, I guess. We're kind of going to dive into all the community discussions going around the internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
We troll the forums in
We're around, alright?
the deep salt mines of Oro Jackson, looking at the pre-spoilers and that kind of thing.
The amount of salt.
But we will be discussing the official release, of course. None of this scanlation translations.
I don't even know what they are. What are scanlations?
I'm not quite sure, but I heard they are on the internet and they are always early, so we'll see how those go. Of course, support the official manga released on Shonen Jump.
Viz.com.
For
Shonen
us, Tuesdays, for the Australian people out there.
Yes. Tuesday
Mondays
morning.
for you Americans.
Tuesday morning? Yeah. Tuesday morning.
Alright, let's, shall we move on to the first topic of the show?
Yes, first we will talk about the chapter, the latest chapter. 889. Unfamiliar Mama.
Let's get into it. So, the first thing is Daifuku Carrot, the Sulong form. What do we think?
Okay, so first point is Daifuku. He's powerful. He's very powerful. I mean, one slash with his genie destroys like 4 ships.
I mean, ship cutting abilities aren't that important in the series at the moment.
It's still power. He's powerful. All right. He's more impressive than the Oven, which is like.
I don't know, man. Oven's hitting the sea. He's doing that kind of thing. He pulls out weapons from nowhere. You know,
it's a classic One Piece maneuver, pulling weapons out from nowhere. But
is Pound dead? We don't know.
Pound's not dead.
Does Oven have a W?
He's just the Owl Master.
Does Daifuku have a W? He did defeat Sanji.
He defeated Sanji because Sanji is the Owl King.
Yes, but all right. So Daifuku, he's all right. Can't catch Carrot in this Sulong state.
My problem with Sulong is, right? Oda is clearly saving it for Wano. He's just giving us a taste here.
Obviously a taste. Do we think the power limits / constraints will affect the higher tier mink, such as Inuarashi, Nekomamushi, maybe Sicilian? Do we know?
Yes, it will.
Do we think so?
Because 12 hours of brokenness will break the series. Like, putting Nekomamushi will jump to almost Yonko status with this power up.
He's very powerful. We don't know how big the Sulong boost truly is. It's just, from what we can see, Carrot is very fast, but she's gained quite a substantial amount of speed, plus electro enhancements. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, but she can also float, which is like a weird.
I think it's the Pedro tail effect, where the tail kind of dictates
direction.
Flying.
I mean, maybe
some kind of static fur flotation thing.
Some faux physics nonsense.
I guess, but you got to think about. I don't know. Oda likes to do these side effects to his abilities. You know, Gear 4's been talked
Yeah.
about quite heavily in the community. You know, is it actually a useful technique if it's got such drawback? Oda's clearly put these drawbacks in to add
It's
drama to the story.
It's also, if Luffy was this powerful after the time skip, there would be no struggle, and we would be able to defeat emperors with ease. Like, why? What if there's no restraint? Then there's no drama. There's no anticipation for power ups. Can't just come out of the gate.
So we think these, these power ups are built for, kind of power scaling, but also,
Just suspense.
just to build suspense. It's always, when we think about Kaido, I guarantee you there's gonna be, downtime. We have to run away. We have to build reinforcements. Do we?
See, with Kaido, I imagine he has Vegeta syndrome, so he'll just be like, "Oh,
He wants a good fight.
I'll fight you. You're strongest.
Yeah.
I'll wait."
How do you think the community will react to that statement or that sentiment about Kaido?
I just think he's his character, man. He just wants a good fight. Like,
He also wants to die. I think he'll be like, maybe there'll be some kind of like, only the worthy can challenge, or you're not worth my time.
classic anime trope, right?
Yeah.
Luffy fights him first up. Hypothetically, he fights him straight up.
Luffy fights him.
Luffy gets defeated, but Kaido's like, I see potential. The potential trope, right?
Is this a Hisoka Hunter x Hunter effect kind of deal?
Yes, he'll be like, you have the potential to beat me, so I'm not gonna kill you here.
Right. So when will Kaido be taken down?
See,
Do we think Wano?
this
Because
is too much. This is too much for this conversation because we're talking about this chapter.
yes,
and
but this is kind of meandering podcast. We talk about what we like here.
will Kaido be defeated in Wano?
Big
Yes.
statement here. He said yes, ladies and gentlemen.
2 reasons. The build up, right? We got Punk Hazard, we got Redforce. So building up to Kaido, right? Those are the 2 build up arcs.
Yes.
I see Kaido as the crocodile of the New World, right? So we get to the New World, we got the big boss looming, right? We get the big boss looming, just like Crocodile. So, they go through, Luffy and his gang go through islands, defeating the lower tier,
Yeah.
members of Baroque Works.
So if Kaido's the crocodile, what's Big Mom in this situation?
See, that's where the wrench is thrown, because it's just a detour, really.
Getting back on track with Big Mom,
We got a lot of thoughts of Big Mom, and we'll save that for the
Big
topic.
Mom's a big deal, but we'll get to let's talk about the Sanji component,
We'll
Sanji
get to it.
in this case kind of links back into Big Mom in a way, and how this arc's gonna complete. Capone was a poison the cake, but Sanji's not having any of it, as his character would dictate.
Sanji's will, you're not gonna poison the cake.
This cake has shown twice now that it has the power to knock out individuals via its taste alone.
And in this chapter, not only does it knock people out, Capone says he feels like he's hypnotized. Very interesting foreshadowing from Oda.
Do we think this cake is going to be so good, so delicious, Toriko style,
Yes.
where it changes the mind and perhaps the body?
See, this goes back to the Okama cooking. Sanji went under during the 2-year time skip, right?
Now, you're aware that this Okama cooking has not come up the entire New World.
I'm telling you the recipes have to come into play here.
Are you talking about the 21 recipes? Was there 21 or was there more?
There's 99 recipes
99,
and a couple secret
ladies and
ones.
gentlemen. And you had to fight all these Okama to get these recipes all
Yes.
over the island.
I believe it was stated that your personality / emotional state can be altered by these recipes. Because something like you are what you eat, I believe it's stated by someone during that period of the island.
Perhaps we'll have to reread that section to get a clear idea.
I'm pretty sure it's said. So this coming into play against Big Mom, maybe it's temporary. They get off scot free.
I think
I
it's
don't
gonna
know how I
be.
feel about that,
I think
but
it's gonna be a more drastic and important situation than just them getting off, and then she's like realizing that she's like. I think it's gonna be this cake is so good, you're free to go, you're done. Now, does that make sense? Sort of. Would Big Mom just be like, "You're my head chef now"? Maybe. Cause Sanji's clearly better than Struzan, but Sanji doesn't have that utility of the devil fruit. But Sanji's a better cook. But
Sanji's
by
the
the
best
way,
cook in the verse.
ladies and gentlemen, this guy called Sanji was on the Bratier. Now we understand that the Bratier is a very high stakes restaurant in the One Piece
Don't
world.
don't argue.
All right, how did Sanji get so good at cooking?
The Okama recipes.
He was. So you're telling me he becomes the best chef in the world by these Okama recipes?
Let me tell you this, right? What does Brook do during the time skip? He plays music. Yeah? He's the musician of the crew. What does Sanji do? He gets recipes to increase his cooking skills.
Yes, this is true, but all I'm saying is I'd like more details of how Sanji got so good at cooking.
We'll get the Mihawk like flashback for Sanji.
See, this is the thing about Sanji, right? People say, Zoro didn't get proper training from Mihawk, but we all know that is false. Mihawk trained Zoro. Now, what we've seen from Sanji is he's been running away for a long time, so much that he flew into the sky.
Yes.
And the recipes. Will we see more flashback soon?
Yes, we will.
Will it be only specifically about cooking?
Yes.
And
It'll be about cooking.
Is Sanji getting a fight this arc?
I want him to. I don't know.
I feel like this arc has 5 chapters left. Thoughts on how many chapters this arc has?
Man, like at least 10, because we've still got Germa.
Where's
We've still
Germa?
got.
Ladies and gentlemen, where is Germa? Let us know.
They're coming in to save the Straw Hats at some point.
Is it now? Because, should we move into Big Mom,
Yeah.
Napoleon,
Big Mom Fusion.
Prometheus and Zeus just turning up? Do we think Nami's going to play a role again? Do we think Oda's going to go in that direction?
No, he's not going to do the same thing twice.
I believe Nami is out of Weather Eggs. Is that correct?
That is fact. She's out of Weather Eggs for Thunderclouds.
Thunderclouds, indeed. That controls Zeus. We don't know about Prometheus. Can Jinbei do anything about Prometheus?
Yeah, but she's like he's fused with Big Mom.
Is it a fusion or is it just kind of like Prometheus get inside me hair and light myself on fire so I look sick?
I think it's a fusion, man. I think this gives her the powers of Ace.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fusion is very good. Oda's done 2 things in this arc that he usually never does, and that's 2 forms that are pure hype. Very rarely is anything pure hype in One Piece. We got Gear 4, hype, but a little bit funky.
A little bit weird.
Gear 3, a little bit weird. Gear 2, maybe pure hype.
Yeah, Gear 2 is the Super Saiyan of One Piece.
Right. So these hype forms, the other one being Carrot, the Sulong state, which is very anticipated for Wano to see Mr. Nekomamushi and Inarashi. Gonna be sick. This Big Mom form, how long are we going to see it? And is it going to do any damage whatsoever? Because people have been upset with Big Mom's accuracy, as it were, hitting Straw Hats and crew.
We'll get into all this and more in the topic of the shows section of the podcast. But I think I said this from the start that Big Mom's gonna have a skinny fighting form from the first time we saw her.
I remember this.
I said Big Mom fighting skinny form. Did I anticipate the hair? No. Did I anticipate the hat sword? No. But I said Oda's not gonna keep her in this state because you can't fight in this state. You can't draw cool fights in this state. You can't draw cool attacks in this state.
I was suggesting that Big Mom had a agility such as Kung Fu Chopper. I thought that would be very entertaining.
I mean, it'd be funny, but she's an emperor, right? You can't just be funny.
Now she's got giant attacks, the almighty movement, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what do we think that's about? Do we think she's trained with the giants or she's just kind of picked it up as a kid?
I suspect we didn't see all of her flashback.
Yeah.
So when she was in, maybe the orphans are trained.
The orphans trained in giant techniques.
Yeah, why not?
Hydrogen.
I mean, yeah, Hydrun was training. Was Big Mom training? No.
I'd imagine Big Mom gained her power and knowledge on the seas as a teen, such as Luffy, but obviously she was unkillable, so she kind of gained status. Some people think she never left Whole Cake Island in her quest to become a Yonko. Thoughts on that statement?
I mean, I get you trying to make a thematic point, right? Trying to make a thematic point. Oh, Big Mom, Big Caramel, so important to Big Mom. She's not gonna leave the island.
Right.
Then, come on, Emperor, right? Emperor has to conquer islands. There's a lot of islands around Toto Land, right?
And as we've seen, Mr. Shanks has territories as well.
That's right. And like Shanks is the least likely to have territory.
Now, the last time we saw Shanks, I believe, was 479 days ago, and counting from this recording. Shanks has territory, Big Mom has territory. We'd imagine Blackbeard's got half of Whitebeard's territory, or most of it by now.
I don't know what the fuck's Blackbeard up to.
Marco, whatever, but like, you know, these Yonko travel. They don't just stay in one spot. They don't just stay on their home turf. They need to travel to get their reputation across the seas.
Yeah, Big Mom's training. I don't know. I imagine it's.
Do you imagine
like
she just
Luffy.
kind of picked up along the way, or she's just because she has named
Attacks.
Mighty Nation, the Sword Slash, that kind of
Yeah.
thing, Dorian Broggie style.
I think there's named something weird in the official, but yeah, she's got those attacks.
Do we think she's gonna have more cutting sword attacks in this form? Because we realize that Napoleon is in a different state.
Yes, he is in a different state.
He's in a more
He's in a
cutlass state, more pirate sword state than a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Her attacks
I imagine-
beforehand were more thrusting, more impact than slash, I would say.
They were drawn as a slash, but then they shoot like an airwave beam. They don't go across.
Right.
It's like an beam.
Yeah, but there was a thrust involved against King Bomb
I don't know about that.
to
Maybe.
cut him, because there was no way that the slash would go directly straight through him.
That's what I'm saying. Because she does a Mighty Nation. She swings.
She swings and then the point of impact shoots the beam
Yeah,
out.
the point of impact and bang, beam. Sort of thrust.
Right.
You know.
So, do we think the Sunny is going to be damaged?
I imagine the whole living quarters is gonna get cut off.
Right. Just cut straight off. Or do we think Jinbei's navigation slash ship steering abilities will come into play in this section?
What does that even mean? She's on the ship.
I know, but maybe he can steer her off, do some kind of crazy loop-to-loop around a wave, throw her off some kind of... Or is he just going to do a crazy water beam to knock her off? Because
Big Mom's not going into the ocean.
she'll be saved, but will she be knocked off to give Jinbei a little bit of hype? Because people are saying Jinbei not that hype.
Jinbei's had enough hype. He's the helmsman.
He's done quite a bit as the helmsman. He did the nice wave maneuver.
He's hype enough. He fought Alkainu Marineford. He's hype enough.
People forget about him blocking Okainu's punches. You know, was it Haki? Maybe was it Fishman Karate Water
It was
Jutsu?
Fishman Karate Water Jutsu, right?
You know, these are the things we have to question and answer. But people are saying, you know, Jinbei is not as strong as, you know, he's under Sanji, which is ridiculous. I'd put.
I don't want to get into this.
I'll put. You know,
I don't want to get into this Sanji debate.
I'll put Jinbei, you know, right next to Zoro, maybe above Zoro, maybe I'm crazy, you know.
Can't put. Zoro is ridiculous.
I mean, Jinbei will have the highest crew apart from highest bounty apart from Luffy in the crew.
Now I know there's some people out there
Let
that
me know.
think
Let them know, ladies and gentlemen. Here we
Sanji
go.
is equal to Zoro, but we haven't seen that yet. I'm not willing to give up that ground until we see it.
Sanji, you know, he's had a lot of L's.
Oh, he's had a lot of speed feats.
He's had a lot of speed feasts. We need to see actual physical contact with an enemy.
See, here's the thing about speed feats, right? They're almost impossible to calculate. Like,
Manga has a very manga and anime has a very difficult time portraying speed unless it's specifically said, such as Hunter x Hunter.
you see, okay, yeah, Hunter x Hunter, power scaling king. But you see, Zoro did the same thing Sanji did back in bloody what?
Barate works.
What's it called? Fucking.
Yeah, this is good. Here we go. Baroque Works.
Yeah, the Baroque Works arc.
Yeah, when he went
Whiskey
Whiskey Peaks. Yeah, when he went from the top to the bottom.
From the top to the bottom, no one saw him. You could argue that that's the same speed feat as Sanji hitting Oven and disappearing.
Sure, but do we think that was for dramatic effect rather than speed feats?
That's what I'm saying. Speed feats impossible to calculate.
Correct.
Unless you want to throw in observation haki with the one-on-ones, then we can talk about it. But sneak attacks, saving civilians, like Chiffon, no one saw it. Who cares?
Speaking of observation haki, do we want to talk about Katakuri and Luffy in the previous chapter?
We'll save it, man. We'll save it till
he turns up. Yeah. All right. So now we will be moving on to
this segment, my favorite segment. How strong is Shanks?
And let's go.
Alright, so this segment, very short segment, we give one piece of evidence why Shanks is the strongest. First piece of evidence, he is in the first chapter.
Do we wanna maybe elaborate for the people about Shanks' glory in the series just for the first episode, and then we'll go through a few updates if we have any. Because the last time we saw Shanks, he was wearing some nice rose pants at a nice wedding on a cover story, looking at Monkey D's bounty.
He was right, but we'll get to it, right? Shanks is a god,
ladies and gentlemen, we all know Shanks is the Haki King of the verse.
This is true. It's a fact.
We all know his Conqueror's Haki can destroy mountains. Knock out Yonko if it wanted to.
That's crazy. I'll take it.
Shanks is the best. Everyone knows this. Now, Shanks, this is the Redforce podcast. We care very much about Shanks.
Shanks is the strongest.
And the crew. We want to talk about Ben Beckman versus Katakuri at some point when we see Ben Beckman, maybe in 9,000 chapters.
Alright. We're giving away too many reasons why Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the strongest because he's in the first chapter. Full stop.
And he's that, he's that master character. In every narrative, there's that master character that the protagonist, looks up to as a teacher.
I would say he is the lost father character.
The surrogate father.
The father, we're gonna go find dad. That kind of character, and dad's always the strongest. Like Hunter x Hunter.
I mean, until he gets killed by the villain. Which would be Blackbeard.
We all know what's gonna happen, but
it's gonna be a scumbag. It's gonna be a scumbag tactic.
I don't want to know about
backstab. Some Delphi bullshit.
I don't want to know about when Shanks dies, because this podcast will be over when Shanks dies.
All right, do we want to move on?
Yes, before I get too upset.
Why don't you give people an explanation of the power scale and what it means?
Yeah.
And how we do it,
Pull it up.
We don't have a specific tier list. We have more of a mid-range kind of tier list going on. We're not going to separate them the way people usually separate them.
Alright, yes.
So we've got...
So we'll go from the bottom, right? This is the tier list. We've got the Gaimon tier for characters that suck, like Gaimon, the worst character in One Piece. What's his point? There's like 2 chapters wasted on Gaimon.
I think it's to describe the perils of finding treasure.
It's so weird. It's almost filler. Why is it there?
Anyway, moving on.
Then we got the trash tier. For characters like... I believe Spandam. Trash. Spandam is trash. He's weak. He's incompetent. And he's trash.
Why is Spandam still on CP0, Christian?
Because his father was in the lead of CP9 and, all that bullshit, rich boy, my dad's a lawyer shit.
Right.
Alright, we got low tier, we got, I believe it's Arlong. Arlong first, kind of strong villain. Luffy goes up against.
Makes Don Cree look like a joke.
I mean, Dog King would be in the trash tier. Yeah. Alright, Arlong, pretty strong.
Decent.
But in the grand scheme of things,
pretty trash.
Not trash, but low tier, right?
Obviously, very early story.
Low tier, Mr. One. Mr. One, first challenge for Zoro. Alabasta arc.
The downgrade to Baby 5. But
Yeah, okay.
he made Zoro almost go to the brink of death.
He's strong, right?
Very famous scene.
He's a pretty strong early on character. And the reason why we put these random characters here is because we don't think they're going to grow. So we can...
Yes, it's very difficult to power scale characters that
are still growing, right?
We want to go for stagnant characters that can be placed on the list. We just place
characters here, yeah.
Now, will Mr. Wog come back with Crocodile? Maybe, but we will see.
Yeah.
It's very hard to predict these things, ladies and gentlemen.
So he's got a pretty good devil fruit. Took Zoro a lot of effort to beat him. But in the grand scheme of things, not that impressive.
Right. Moving on.
Alright. High, low tier, I believe it is Ryuma, the swordsman.
Oh, Ryuma. Another Zoro villain.
Well, here's the thing, right? Zoro gets fights you can power scale.
Right.
So...
What's...
Yeah.
What's the most defining attribute about Ryuma that you think is impressive?
I think the most impressive thing about Ryuma...
Right.
...is the fact that he defeated Brook.
He defeated Brook.
Yes.
Without Shadow.
With Brook's Shadow.
Yes.
So it's not OG Ryuma, it's like zombie Ryuma.
Yeah, it's not Prime Ryuma.
So Ryuma's got some feats to him. You know, he challenged Zoro. They clashed.
Will we hear the legend of Ryuma in the most awaited arc of all time, Wano?
Yes, we will. We'll hear that.
Will we get some flashbacks about Ryuma? And will he look exactly like Zoro?
Yes.
Will Ryuma be a descendant of Zoro? Is a big one. Or other way around. Is Zoro a descendant of Ryuma?
I don't know if Rono wants to do that.
Rono Zoro from Wano Kuni.
Maybe. I'm not gonna. I'm
is Zoro's father top 5?
No. Zoro's father's not top 5.
Let's move on to the next tier.
Alright, we're hitting the mid tiers now. So these are characters that are, kind of meh. Alright, first we got the Pacifista PX04. The one that the Straw Hats fought in Shobondi. Reason why I'm going to put him low mid tier is because it took Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji to defeat one of them. Pre-time skip.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
Pretty big.
Now, after time skip...
Trash.
Kind of trash, which is like... That's how it's supposed to be after time skip,
but the Straw Hats have surpassed his tier.
Yeah, like... Surely a Pacifista could beat Ryuma.
Right.
Like, Ryuma can't... Ryuma's weaker than Zoro at that point, and they lost to that...
Right.
PX unit.
So the PX unit, solid.
Solid.
But not great.
Low mid, yeah.
Next, mid.
I know mid's gonna be a...
Hot topic?
A hot take.
Yes.
Hody Jones, fully roided, mid tier.
Mid tier. Now, people hate on Hody Jones. Everyone thinks he's very
trash.
Weak. But
not fully roided. Fully roided.
Decent. In your opinion. Better than
he
the PX.
He took a Red Hawk.
Stronger than the PX. We knew this.
Yeah.
So, give Hody a break.
He's mid. He's
full roided. That is his peak potential.
Peak Hody
is
middle tier. Luffy destroyed him. Full stop.
Well,
Luffy beat him.
We're not going to place Luffy on this tier list for a while. We're not going to go down that road. Because Luffy can change at any given point.
I mean, if he plays characters and they get stronger, we'll move them.
We'll move them, but we'll do Luffy maybe a little bit later. After this, probably after this arc when we understand what he's going to unlock against Katakuri.
Yeah.
So, let's move on.
Alright, high mid tier we have the Kami himself, Eneru.
Now, you put him high mid tier, everyone's going to expect him to be sort of higher than high mid tier. They hype him up. They say he one-shot Zoro, one-shot Sanji.
Well, that's Guy PR. One, Haki destroys him.
He's very weak in the...
doesn't have a lot of durability.
Physical defense. But he kind of is immortal. Unless you cut him with...
Haki...
We don't...
Cut him off.
It's really strange with Eneru. He's
This isn't a death battle. Just knock him out.
So... people expect Enru to come back in this series to be, you know, top tier, big daddy, haki specialist.
No, you can't. A villain can't come back and be stronger than Luffy.
Right. Do we think if Rob Lucci comes back, he will be a challenge for Luffy?
I mean, that's a whole different discussion. But the short answer is yes.
Righto. Moving on.
Low high tier, we have. Oh.
This is very entertaining, ladies and gentlemen, while Christian tries to pull up a tier list. This is very good. Are you gonna?
I will tell the people.
He's trying.
Virgo, that's right. The most forgettable villain, Virgo.
Now Virgo is not forgotten in the communities because he is given an example of the Sanji power scale, which is hotly debated.
I don't want to get into Sanji power scale here. I just don't want to get into it.
Virgo, full body haki, very nice haki abilities. He was kind of fucking around with Law.
Law destroyed. No.
Law got his heart back and then fucked him up.
Yes. He did.
Virgo kind of...
Virgo defeated Enru.
Virgo is the highest of the Dokuhonte executives.
Yes. He's like the second-hand man to Mingo.
Yeah.
I'll put him low high tier.
Is Virgo dead?
Probably.
We're not going to talk about dead characters. Maybe that'll be a different topic of the show, but we're going to move on to the next tier.
Next tier is, I believe, high tier. And I believe it's everyone's favorite villain, Doflamingo.
Now, you put him high tier. Is that...
High tier.
Explain to the people what high tier means.
High tier means he's still a challenge for the main cast.
Right.
So Luffy.
You talk about Luffy.
Yes.
Specifically.
Main character at this point. So characters like Cracker, characters like Katakuri, so executives of emperors go here.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, these brackets are broad, not quite as broad as you'd imagine.
They're broad,
people put
they're a tier. They're a slot, right? They're not rankings.
People think that Cracker and Katakuri are miles apart.
They're in the same tier.
But they're in the same tier, ladies and gentlemen.
They're in the same tier.
They are sweet commanders of one of the Yonko, a Big Mamu. And we gotta respect Cracker.
We respect Cracker.
Respect his abilities and respect the way he fights. Don't compare him to Katakuri because they're not the same character and you can't compare them.
One Piece not Dragon Ball Z, fellas. So don't just put two people together and expect to get a result.
People are gonna complain if Luffy beats Katakuri.
People are ready.
They're gonna say Cracker's stronger than Katakuri. Is that a fair statement?
No, it's not a fair statement.
Cracker is the Storm Master, and the issue with Luffy throughout the entire series is probably stamina.
This is my hot take, right? The reason why these battles...
Go on, here we go.
These battles take so fucking long, right? Is because it's a stalemate, right? Alkainu versus Aokiji, how was it, a week? A week fight?
It was a weak fight.
It was a weak fight because it was a stalemate. There was no damaging each other.
Massive power gap.
It's a close battle, right?
So you're saying let's put Kaido against Jack. It's not gonna last a week.
No, Kaido's gonna fucking one shot him.
Right. So we have to consider, if it's
And
fairly
Luffy,
close, the fight will last longer.
So here's the thing, right? You got to think about the King Kong gun, right? King Kong gun. I'm gonna put it Whitebeard level destruction.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy.
I agree with this, and
it's powerful.
People are gonna come at me with this statement. It's very hot, but I think
right?
Mingo would have been knocked out by King Kong
Off
fresh,
the bat.
straight up fresh. It is a very powerful attack.
See, here's the
Absolutely destroyed Mingo in every way.
thing, right?
His glasses,
Dressrosa. The city area.
his glasses did shatter.
That's true. The indestructible.
Indestructible glasses, ladies and gentlemen. That is a feat. Count that as a feat. Write it down.
That's a feat.
Draft it. Write it down. The King Kong gun, very strong.
Powerful, very potent attack.
Now, I believe it's called the Leo Rex Bazooka, which sent Mingo flying. And
that's the other one.
Film Gold, the non-canon.
The Leo Rex Bazooka is Film Gold.
Isn't it the Leo Rex gun?
So Leo Rex Bazooka is Film Gold.
Whatever it's
Leo
called,
Bazooka
it's the move that took out
Guild Tesoro.
Guild Tesoro. And I want to make a point about King Kong Gun. King Kong Gun has never hit directly. It's always been air pressure.
Yeah, and it always breaks through something.
It always breaks. And Mingo fell into the... the floor was broken before Mingo hit the ground.
That's true.
With air pressure, not actual physical contact.
King Kong Gun, very strong attack. So, these 5-day fights people expect, one, it would be boring as fuck to write and draw. And two, it's about a stalemate, really. So if you can get a really fucking powerful attack.
So what we're saying is high tier, you know, they're strong. They're usually right hand man or N tier villains.
Yeah.
We're gonna when we see, you know, the N tier of Kaido or I don't know, Shiryu or whatever, they're probably gonna be in the same tier. Oda very good at not doing power creep that much. There will be slight power creep, ladies and gentlemen. Expect
for main characters.
Expect Jack's right hand man to be stronger than Katakuris just for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is how it's written. We just have to accept that this is a shonen. Moving on to the high tier, very easy high tier, reserved exclusively for Yonko and Dragon.
No. High tier.
High tier
is for admirals.
Oh yes, the admiral tier. How could I forget the admirals?
So we got Akainu here for the scaling. Kuzan
obviously counts. Green Ball or something there.
A
very boring socket. Do we think
we know they're stronger than the right hand men, but we know they're weaker than emperors? Fact.
I'll keep mine for the next section of this power scaling debate, but we'll move on to the second last.
The top tier.
Reserved
for emperors.
And Dragon.
So we got Big Mom there, obviously.
Do we have Dragon in there?
Not yet. We're only putting one person in here right now.
Right.
And
we'll debate Dragon.
We'll fill it up week to week.
Right.
2 characters a week, we'll fill it up.
Yeah.
And then the Shanks tier, we have the God King himself.
The top tier, King of the Verse, Shanks.
The Shanks tier.
1-on-1 fight.
Shanks wins.
Now, there is a line in the series that says 1-on-1 bet on Kaido, but it is prefaced by people say, rumors, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not even going to count that as evidence, because Shanks is clearly the God King of the verse.
Right.
So
now, to the subtopic of this topic, we bring each week a character to the tier list to place. Christian, you will be going first.
I have a very interesting character.
Name the character.
Jabra.
Now, why did you pick Jabra?
Because he fights Sanji.
Now, this has been a throughput throughout the series and this podcast with you. Do you have a beef with Sanji? Is there a problem?
No, there's no problem with Sanji. It's just that some people like to inflate his
Sanji's feats. Sure.
And we'll get into it. I mean, we will get into
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't hate Sanji. We just want to see...
We love Sanji.
We
love the whole Straw Hats.
We just want to see...
I just want to see a fight. Come on.
We just want to see hard-boiled feats. Now, Sanji will technically knock out a Yonko. Do you count that as a feat?
It's a cooking feat. Is it a battle feat? No.
Could he use his cooking skills in battle?
I think you're getting off topic.
Could he fry...
I think you're getting off topic, alright?
Alright, Jabra.
Power scale Jabra.
Where do I put Jabra? Well, give us some information about Jabra. What do you think his defining features are?
Well, of course, he's Rikishi styles. It's very strong.
Yes.
In those styles.
Sanji learnt of Jabra.
Skywalk, yeah. It's true.
Do we think the fight that he had against Sanji was representative of his maximum capacity?
He was using his lunar palm strike or whatever it's called. He said it's his strongest attack.
Right.
He's using everything he's got. I don't see why.
So where would you put him on the list?
I'm gonna go first here. Where do you put him on the list? Because I have my own thoughts on this.
Yes.
You have to power scale it.
I'm gonna put him low mid.
Low mid. I believe low mid is Mr. 1. Mr. One.
And who's above that in mid? The PX? Yuma.
On high... Oh, did you say low mid?
Yeah, low mid.
So... You mean... Well, just low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because low mid...
We're prepared here, ladies and gentlemen.
Low mid would be pacifista level. So you mean...
Yeah, I don't see Jabra beating a pacifista, but I see it a good fight. I mean, like, what's under low mid? Low or high low?
High low is under low mid.
Yeah, or high low mid, somewhere in between there. I'd probably say high low.
High low, you putting him on... Yeah.
High low is probably fair. He's good. He's probably not beating a PX4. 04.
Pacifista, yeah.
Pacifista. Yeah, I think that's decent. You know, he's kind of got his wits, but like they don't really work. It's kind of a gag. It's kind of his gag thing.
Yeah, the big bad wolf
the big
bullshit,
bad wolf deal. His kicks are strong. They're not that tough. You know, he's
like, Lucci fucking wrecks him, right?
So, alright, where do you put him?
I also would put him here.
Give me some reasons why you'd put him here.
Because I believe that they can bust through Mr. One's armor with their Rikishi styles.
Rikishi styles, steel techniques, you know, the hardening of the steel. Do we think that kicks are that
fucking
hard?
Flying finger pistols.
Flying finger pistol pierces Mr. One, you think?
I reckon it does.
Goes through rocks pretty easily.
It blows shit up.
Steel.
Yeah.
Do we think...
He's got cutting kicks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. It's a decent fight for Sanji. He unlocks or uses Diablo Jumbe for the first time, fucks him up. Sanji takes some damage.
Yeah, he takes some damage, but he got fucked up by Khalifa beforehand.
Sanji and the classic kind of fight women.
White Knight of the series.
Hero of the series, ladies and gentlemen.
We love Sanji, guys. Don't fucking...
Alright, now my turn. Who will I choose this week, Christian? Who do you think I'm going to choose?
Some random fuck no one knows about.
I want to go hard, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go strong for the first episode. I am talking about the best swordsman in the world.
The Mihawk.
Mihawk. People say he's not as strong as Admirals. He's in between Admirals and Yonko. He's Yonko. What do you think?
My first instinct says high tier.
High tier.
So Admiral tier.
Do we think he's better than Alkainu? Because we put Alkainu higher than the rest of the Admirals because, you know, Fleet Admiral, blah, blah, blah. Do we think he's...
See, Alkainu's fucking broken because of his Devil Fruit.
I think Mihawk is just below Yonko.
Just, so you reckon he'd be...
Slightly below Yonko, but... We'll discuss Alkainu at a later point because you don't know where we're going to put him at the moment.
Alkainu's on the fucking list.
Yes, but you know, we might move him because I feel like
you can't.
Yonko level, maybe.
He's not fucking Yonko level. There's no way.
He's going to be in villain, you know.
Yeah, sure. Right now, no way.
We're talking about right now, I'm putting Mihawk above him. And this is why.
This is my section, right?
Go on.
Alright.
Tell the good people out there why you
Casual slicing of a frozen tsunami. Craziness. Casual.
I want to point out that
Casual.
People say Vista was putting in a good effort, and he was, but
Not
Mihawk
really.
was thinking about Luffy the entire time and
Luffy
doing
wasn't
nothing.
even he wasn't even paying attention.
We haven't seen a name attack from Mihawk yet. Alright?
It's true.
And people say, oh, you know, he's got the title, but, like, it doesn't mean he's actually the world's strongest. It's a narrative that
Yeah, I know.
Oda writes. This world is not real, ladies and gentlemen. It's a story.
He's the strongest swordsman. Well, we've got people like Shanks. We've got people like Big Mom out there.
Shanks has a sword. Big Mom has a sword. They have overall higher combat abilities. I'd imagine Mihawk. Mihawk has armored haki, and on his body.
Confirmed.
I mean, I'd imagine so. You think so? I also think he's got some kind of special observation going on.
Hawkeye bullshit.
It's kind of like how
Can you get some Hawkeye bullshit?
I think it's a combination between Fujitora's
sight
kind of seeing large distances, kind of like Usopp as well.
And the voice of all things.
No, not the voice of all things. He has the eyes, maybe. I want to talk about people talking about Shiryu better than Mihawk. I want to talk about Mihawk in the way of the story.
Zoro has to fight him. Come on, guys.
We know Zoro always takes on the second strongest of the series. Now, Luffy eventually will fight a Yonko 1-on-1, we think. Thoughts?
Yes. He will defeat Blackbeard in single combat.
I believe Zoro's last fight will be Mihawk.
For some reason.
For honor and whatever, for him to get the last title. Kind of the last thing before the series ends. Because I don't really see when Mihawk fits. That battle fits. Does it fit in Marineford 2 with all the admirals he gets called up?
Here's the thing, right? Shichibukai, the warlords, gets abolished.
Yes.
Mihawk's a free agent.
I feel like Mihawk's the kind of guy that doesn't really do anything, though. He kind of just chills out with, his wife, Perona.
Yeah, but he's a free agent. Go join up with Shanks.
His wife.
Go join Shanks' crew. Go on.
There's that theory going around that Shanks, Mihawk is Shanks' right-hand man.
always comes back to Shanks.
And we think Shanks is going to have OD sword skills. Talking about mountain-level shit.
Shanks did fight Mihawk.
Daily.
Daily Jewels.
Daily Jewels.
Daily Jewels people.
Do we think we'll see those at any point?
No, we're not going to see those flashbacks. No point.
Right. So, I'm putting him... I mean, he's going to have to be in the Yonko tier. There's no in between.
You're an insane person.
Where do you think where do you put him?
High tier. You think he's top tier?
I think he's top.
You think he's on the Admiral tier?
I think he's very.
No, you think he's on the Emperor tier?
I think if people are gonna put Dragon in the Emperor tier, Mihawk has a place.
I refuse to put Mihawk. Look, he's fucking powerful. I get it.
He is Zoro's goal.
Yes.
That
True.
alone has to be.
But he's not on the tier of an Emperor. He's not. Big Mom has so much shit in her bag of tricks.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Redforce OP as fuck. He's not in that tier.
He'd be the weakest in that tier. But he's in that tier.
You think he gets in the top tier?
He's OP.
He's OP. I get it.
He could easily, casually just shoot beams for days. Jozu struggled with the single beam.
But he didn't cut Jozu.
It's a beam attack.
He didn't cut Jozu though.
It's a beam attack. It's not an actual sword swing.
He's impressive. He's fucking impressive. He's not top tier.
We'll settle. I'll settle for now for high if you're happy.
High tier he goes.
Alright, I want to make you happy.
Alright, it's where I'm scaling him.
So we're gonna make you the master of the power scale.
High tier.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a problem with the power scale, contact Mr. Christian Twitter, whatever. What's your Twitter? Christian Tolato. Find him. We'll have a Redforce podcast Twitter handle. I believe it's the RF podcast at RF podcast. Have your qualms at Christian.
And I assume we'll have this power scale list on the screen.
Yes, we will. Have your qualms at Christian. He will come hard at you, defending his position. Maybe he won't. Depends on the day. Depends on what mood he's in.
Don't come at me and say Shanks isn't the strongest.
Because that's false.
That's blasphemy.
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 Absolute blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
But, I think, we'll go with Mihawk high.
High tier.
High tier.
You can't put him top tier.
That is fine and dandy. We shall move on to the next topic.
Fun topic. World's worst theory.
What theory do we have today, Christian?
Okay, so the world's worst theory to start off with.
Yes.
We're not calling anyone out here. All right, we're just pulling out old theories that we think are stupid and will never happen.
Right.
And have no basis in reality.
Yes.
We're not. If you think these theories, are we saying you're stupid?
Maybe
we're saying that.
Maybe we're saying that. You can't say that we're not saying that, but we're
not. It's not a personal attack. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, so the first theory we got is Shanks is evil the whole time.
This theory is so dumb.
it hurts me that this theory is on the internet.
Give us some points of interest on this theory that you've written down,
All right, so
just to get for the people to understand the entire theory in general.
Shanks, it's a long con, and Shanks saved Luffy so he could fuck him over at Raftel because he knew that Luffy had the special power to unlock Raftel, and then Shanks is gonna turn up and take it from Luffy.
This is
Stupid.
This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen.
So it's all a long con.
We'll let Christian go on a little bit of a rant here, just to, you know.
Alright, clearly Shanks is the good guy. I'm not. If he's evil the whole time, why did he save Luffy? Does he want to impress the villagers?
Why did he make a bet on Luffy?
Why did he
bet
talk
on the
to
New
him
World?
about Whitebeard? He could have just said, "Oh, I'm fucking that kid over."
Why does he talk to
Well,
everyone he meets
he's
about
not,
Luffy?
He's not talking to the audience directly. He's not putting a front up for the audience. He talks to multiple different characters about Luffy and how he loves Luffy.
Yes.
Why would he be evil in the end? It's so counterproductive
It's
and
just mind-blowing.
forced. It's just forced.
It's just
No one.
people looking for twists in the series. You know, Oda is famous
stupid
for
twist.
his, I wouldn't say twists, but his connections for his grand plans, his
long plans,
grand schemes,
long
as it were.
foreshadowings.
But Shanks
He
is
gave Luffy the hat.
the first
straw
guy
hat.
that everyone just loves in this series. You know, I believe he was like third on the first poll
Yeah,
for the
he's crazy.
characters.
Crazy.
He's always in the top 30 or so. He's always there.
This theory just hurts me.
All right, Shanks is the lovable father of the series.
I can't believe this.
Rayleigh is a grandfather, old master kind of deal. Shanks is the actual father of Luffy,
yes.
if you think about it.
If you think about it in story content, in trope context,
Shanks, and people think just this bond is so strong that it will create intense drama if it's turned on its head.
Shanks is gonna die, and that's enough.
That's enough for Luffy to absolutely go
It's enough
ham
drama. He's
on
not evil.
Blackbeard. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, who kills him? I don't know.
And
I'm
we
not
all-
gonna say
I'm
Blackbeard.
going to say it's Blackbeard, and this is the reason. Blackbeard had a crazy crackpot scheme to get Whitebeard's fruit, alright?
It's crazy.
And he managed to pull it off. I'm pretty sure Blackbeard has a rivalry with Shanks, some kind of deal going on there.
Yeah, the scars.
He's scheming, he's getting ready to take him out. But
All right.
Shanks is not the villain of the series,
Stupid theory.
and if you
It's
think
world's
it,
worst theory.
and if you think it's true, again, come at Christian.
I'm not saying you're stupid.
all right?
I'm not saying you're stupid, but I might be. I might be saying you're stupid.
It's stupid. I want to.
I might be saying if you think this, you're gonna have to have some crazy evidence. And even then, I'm not gonna believe you.
Right.
It's
So
not gonna happen.
that's the first stupid theory of
The
the
world's worst theories.
episode 1 of Redforce podcast. Send in your stupid theories to us at
It's gonna be
the Redforce podcast at gmail.com, and we'll read them live on air. We'll pick one, we'll talk about it, maybe longer than 5 minutes, maybe get some actual details next time. We're very prepared here, ladies and gentlemen, for the first podcast, but you know,
We're
we'll
very prepared.
we'll-
Shanks is not evil.
We'll tweak things.
Shanks is not fucking evil.
We'll get it right, alright? Relax, alright? We'll get it right.
Shanks is the good king.
Shanks, you know, he's the best. And people saying,
It's just it hurts.
I just want to put this out there. Ben Beckman, stronger than Katakuri. We're moving on.
Not-
What's our next topic, Christian? What are we going on to next?
Oh, we've got a topic of the show. This is where we have a topic of the show. So we talk about a topic about One Piece, community stuff, whatever.
Maybe
Topic
we'll
of the show.
pick one from the community next time, or maybe we'll just think of one during the week.
All right, first
Who knows?
topic: Big Mom expectations. Do they live up to the Emperor title?
I wanna switch this a little bit. I wanna talk about Whole Cake in general.
Whole cake in general.
Does Whole Cake live up to your expectations, Christian? Because I remember specifically saying before we were going to Whole Cake that you wanted a heist kind of movie deal, but you knew Luffy would fuck it up
Yeah.
completely.
Does Whole Cake live up to my expectations? I would say yes. It's better than Dressrosa. It's better than Zoro. I mean, Zoro's a good arc. It's like fucking 20 chapters.
Right. I think people are focusing on 2 sections of Whole Cake, which are bringing it down.
People hate the seducing
I don't
woods for
get it.
some reason.
It's just
The seducing woods
it's
is the
texture.
ire of everyone's fury of this
seducing
arc.
woods is texture.
It's
for the
twice.
painting
It
of
happens
Whole Cake
twice,
Island.
ladies and gentlemen, and twice everyone loses their mind.
Facts.
People talking about dropping.
This arc is trash.
People talk about dropping the series in Hulk in the seducing woods. These are the people that come on, Dressrosa.
Or the
Dressrosa,
Dressrosa babies.
Yes, the Dressrosa babies.
The people who
Maybe
the series
maybe I
in Dressrosa.
classify myself as a Dressrosa baby. I'm not quite sure, but the guru over here, he knows his stuff. All right,
All these fucking volumes.
we got the
cost a
volumes there. We
fortune.
don't have all of them, but we will get them.
We don't have
I'm relying on his knowledge.
Dressrosa.
All right, I know quite a bit. All right, I'm not some kind of noob, but maybe I am a Dressrosa baby. But I expected Whole Cake to be about where it is now. Did I get overhyped coming into this with thoughts of
Grandeur.
Straw Hats taking on Big Mum? What does that look like? And then reality kind of set in, and we understood how strong Big Mum truly is, and how
Big Mom's terrifying.
absolutely
What
impossible
if you think she's not terrifying?
it is.
I don't know what you're thinking this series is. Because this isn't Toriko, right? There aren't planetary level attacks in this series. And if there was, the series would make no sense.
I mean, Shanks will conquer the Earth and stop its rotation.
Okay, yeah, he will, but that's besides the point, because he's the God King.
Yes.
You have one God King.
Right.
Alright, Big Mom's very fucking impressive.
I want
Broken devil
to
fruit.
start with entering the arc. We enter a chocolate town, fucking about. Oh, look at this. We got chocolate everywhere, etc.
Well, we started with the Vince Smokes, actually.
Well, the Vince Smokes are an interesting topic. They are not quite living up to expectations.
Yeah.
Ichiji has that sick tattoo. Now,
He got hyped when he saw that.
tattooed
tattoo.
characters usually pretty good. Alright, now he's the hype man, but
They're not
I
done.
feel like the Vince Smoke family in general cop a lot of L's. Thoughts?
Well, they're there to make Sanji look good.
Do we think the Vince Smokes are gonna stick around, or are they the only deal one arc story?
They're the royalty of this island, right?
Right.
They're not going to stick around.
The royalty usually gets saved. Have they been saved?
I mean, they're saved at the Tea Party.
I mean, were they saved?
Yes.
Thematically from themselves.
Yes.
Will they change their ways after eating this cake?
I mean,
will they eat the cake?
Will they grow emotions because they go cartwheel cooking?
Yes.
Secret recipes come into play. I'm telling you,
They will. They will? Are you putting yourself on the
Sanji's
line?
training evolved these recipes, and it's not going to be just thrown away.
I want you to make definitive, rash statements.
No rash statements.
I want you to
Come
make
on.
definitive statements that people can come at you for years about. Do you think the Vince Smoke... do you think the Vince Smoke will gain emotions via taste of an ingredient of the cake or the cake itself? And do you think Ichiji will fight Sanji in a legitimate full
Hard questions.
fight? I don't want...
Hard questions here
I don't
on
want
the
none-
Redforce podcast. Hard hitting questions.
I ask hard hitting questions and I want answers. I want definitive answers. I don't want fences. Alright? Sanji, will he fight Ichiji and will the Vince Smoke gain emotions? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not
have emotions.
I'm not talking about some kind of struggle or one leg kick. I'm talking about a legitimate fight.
The only fight that's gonna happen is Katakuri vs Luffy.
The climax will be that, but I think we might have a fight in between, and I'm not
I don't
quite sure.
understand how this fits. I don't understand how Germa come in, save the Straw Hats.
It doesn't matter how you don't understand it. I want definitive answers. Is Sanji gonna fight with Ichiji?
A physical fight, no.
Okay.
No physical fight.
Will they get emotions from the cake?
Yes.
Alright, moving on. We go from Pudding and Pedro being right. Hashtag Pedro
Pedro's right.
correct. Very
Should
good.
have fucked her up.
Pedro rip. We move on to, the sea being frozen over by candy, blah, 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 rats, going into the seducing woods. Ants. Do you think the ants are going to come back into play? It is night.
No.
No?
come on,
One-time
no.
thing? Alright. Maybe it might freeze the fleets in place.
They're far from whole cake.
Far from that section.
They're far from whole cake.
the juice rivers and shit. They're far
And the
from that.
cream and okay. We move on to the seducing woods, the eye of the fans, and this is a section where I had trouble with as well. Christian was like, "Yeah, it's okay."
It's just it's
maybe,
flavoring for the arc.
I'm gonna say this. It's maybe one chapter of what are we doing?
No, it's flavoring.
All right, we get it. Brule has a mirror power.
It's setting up. It's setting up what Whole Cake Island's gonna be.
A bunch of tricks, a bunch of mirrors. What's not what it
Sanji
seems.
running away from the crew. He doesn't want to, it mirrors
Sanji's
his
running away from himself.
emotions, that kind of bullshit, the
Yeah.
thematic crap.
And why do we think people hated the seducing woods? Because it kind of... Do we think it halted the arc to a crawling pace?
No.
To give flavour?
No. This happens every arc where
Yeah.
it's just scenery, setting the scene,
Yeah.
painting the picture.
Yeah.
We got Pound. Pound's very important to this arc. We got him there.
Is Pound
Brule.
Wait.
Pound's-
Wait. Is Pound actually that important to the arc?
Thematically, yes, because he's the only good parent.
Now,
He's the only good parent in this arc.
I'm going to explain myself when I say he is the kind of Tontara, Kiros section of this arc. Oda likes to put in these plot points to just complicate the arc for really no reason.
No, they're there for
Did
points.
we need Sugar to have
That's
10,000?
different. That's different.
Do we need Sugar to have 10,000 different abilities to enslave the people, get rid of their memories,
'cause
and
it's
make them
Mingo,
toys?
you know,
Alright,
he's
Mingo,
a
I get it, he's a puppet.
puppet
Couldn't
master.
Mingo do that by himself? Couldn't
Dude.
Mingo control these people instead of having a separate character so Ubisoft can fight her so they can get knocked out?
Just
so we
Roast
can
is the
have-
word. No, Just Roast is the worst
Story creep
point.
kind of...
That's the worst
yeah.
point to bring up because it's the arc that does that the worst. Pound is there for thematic purposes
Of
because he's
family.
the only good parent
Yes.
in this arc. Judge is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Big Mom's kind of a piece of shit.
Mother Caramel.
Mother Caramel's
A piece of
good
shit.
to the kids. Sells it to the government. Is the government really that bad? Kind of a piece of shit. Pound doesn't know his kids.
Big
Loves
Mom's
them
parents
anyway.
giving them to the Giants. Is that bad? I don't know. Whatever.
Pound cares about his kids. He doesn't even know them.
I enjoyed Pound's scene, but we'll get to that after the Seducing Woods. Cracker.
Pound's a-
Cracker, highlight of the Seducing Woods, but it brought up many debates about power scaling. Is Luffy ready? And kind of an annoying situation and statement saying Luffy needed
Nami's help.
Nami's help for the rain to soften the biscuits. Now, I personally think if Luffy just opens with the King Kong, Cracker's done. But this is
Yeah, but he never does because it.
I mean, it's the structure of the story, whatever, but I think Luffy could beat him with a King Kong. It seems
Yeah.
like King Kong solves every situation.
Cracker's a glass cannon, right? If he doesn't have his armor, he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
So, say what you want about.
And
Cracker.
I'm going to put this out there. I think the Tank Man stomach cannonball is probably on that King tier. When I say King tier, I mean King Kong tier list. Because it's a very powerful attack. He goes absolutely...
Are we gonna do a separate power scale for attacks?
Absolutely. Mate, we can do whatever we want here, alright?
Attack power scale.
He goes absolutely flying. I don't know how many kilometers, but it's an absolutely ridiculous distance through trees, buildings, and mountains even.
I want to say it's that impressive.
Alright,
it's okay.
Look at it again. It's very impressive.
King Kong's way more impressive.
King Kong is way more impressive, but it's still an impressive attack.
I mean, he squishes as well.
Do we think Tank Man is making his return?
No, might
Mate,
return once.
Full body. Is it a gag?
It's a gag. It's also a form, confirming multiple forms for Luffy.
I don't think it is
Bound Man.
conferring multiple forms. I think that's it. I don't really see...
Two forms.
I don't really see
forms.
any new...
Speed form. It's coming. It's coming.
What,
Speed form's coming.
His legs are
Man,
going to be big.
whatever. Pounds Man. Whatever. It's coming.
I think Oda's going the Haki direction rather than the Gear direction at the moment. I just think Bounce
Yeah,
Man
but
will
we'll
improve.
get multiple forms. Don't worry about it. All right, moving
All
on.
right, Cracker, good fight,
Okay,
strong
fight.
fight. Brule, we're setting up Chopper, Bropper, whatever. It's the Mirror World. Very important to this arc.
Carrot characterization. We got
Brule is a sugar of this arc in that a Del fruit
plot
is
power.
the Del fruit is the key to this arc.
The plot devil-fruit,
Yes.
as I coin it.
Moving on to after Crocker, we're going
There's
to
a whole middle section, which is fucking fantastic.
the middle
no
section of this
complaints.
arc. Very, very good, ladies and gentlemen.
Except for Pudding.
Don't worry about Pudding, alright? Pudding's alright. We gotta relax about Pudding, alright? Doesn't make sense, and maybe we don't have a psychologist on hand.
We will soon find out.
If anyone's a psychologist in the audience out there, please let us know if Pudding is
I did year 11 and 12 psychology.
If Pudding is... If that is a viable condition that might happen.
I mean, bipolar. Maybe.
I'm gonna throw this out there. If Pudding joins the bloody crew, I'm gonna be upset for one reason. I don't really hate Pudding. I just don't like her ability.
Like her broken devil
I don't
fruit?
like her ability for story purposes because it's gonna bring up a lot of questions, such as, oh, why is she
She's
using?
gonna go on her own adventure.
Why is she using her
Don't worry about it.
memory fruit to change Carter's memory? No, she's not joining the crew for that simple reason. All right, and we're talking about crew members. Jinbei's joined. Carrot
joins the Wano.
is not going to join the crew. She's going to be around for a very long time.
Carrot joins after Wano.
He's gonna claim that Carrot's gonna join the
Carrot
crew.
joins after Wano.
We're done with crew members. That's it.
No, we're not
Carrot-
done.
Carrot is a nothing character.
Carrot's
she's-
not a nothing character.
She's a sidekick to Chopper.
No, she's like all wide-eyed. Look at this world.
Do we need
Adventure.
another Chopper?
She's not fucking Chopper.
She is a Chopper. She has a monster form.
Chopper.
She's a
She's
monster.
not afraid of combat.
She's
She's not Chopper.
She has monster point. Chopper's not afraid to get involved. All right, he's just kind of like Brooke. Brooke's like,
Brooke's insane.
I'm scared, but he'll go into combat. Chopper will go into combat. All right. Do we need?
Post time.
Everyone's hyped on Carrot because this Sulong form is here, but ladies and gentlemen, we need a full moon, a clear full moon for that form to come out.
Not really that.
And how long does it last? I'm gonna say 10 minutes. I don't know. Half an hour?
Maybe.
When did you start saying half a?
It's a half a
Yeah. We're going half an hour, ladies and gentlemen. Christian thinks half an hour on this.
Maybe.
So it's a give or situation.
Kind of, yeah, I guess.
All right. Enough on that rant. We left off at the middle. We're gonna the Cream Brothers. You know, the war that happened.
Well, so first Luffy
in the
versus
section.
Sanji.
Yeah. Very emotional scene.
Emotional. I wanted hype. I was looking for Sanji hype. I didn't see Sanji hype.
People are gonna say that.
I've been looking for Sanji hype since the time skip. Where's my Sanji hype, Oda? Give me some Sanji
we
hype.
all want Sanji hype.
You give me these little tidbits of information about Sanji. Give me a fight.
But Sanji's not the hype man of the crew. So sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for that technical issue. We were talking about the Sanji versus Luffy fight,
Yes.
emotions, etc.
Very emotional.
Emotional scene. Thoughts on how it played out?
I get it. I get it.
You get it.
I want to fight. Come on. What are you afraid of, Oda? What are you afraid of?
Did you think it was gonna be a Usopp Luffy situation?
Yes. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. But Luffy
You
did.
know, it was a good scene.
It was good. It was good. It was
Do we-
good.
Do you think this will have repercussions in the crew, or will it be a kind of a separate situation?
They're already forgiving each other, man. It's done.
All right. So after this, we get the enraged army of Big Mom.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the enraged army? The Cream Brothers
I know you love that punch.
misrepresented Cream Punch. All right. Where's the fan art? Where's the fan theories on the Cream Brothers? All right.
For those who don't know, Opera's twin brothers.
You know, it was a good demonstration of Big Mom's fleet, as it were.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. And Luffy, you know, standing his grounds.
This is what
Staying.
people are asking for. Where's the big army?
Right.
Where's Big Mom? Why is
Yeah.
she so impressive? This army. Most impressive army in the series.
Most impressive army in the series. What do we think about Whitebeard and Marineford in his army?
Big Mom has the most impressive crew so far.
Yeah. I think Marco and Jozu will come back in this
Vista.
series more impressive than they left.
Fossa, who gives a fuck about Fossa?
I mean, like, he's way down on the list. I'm going to say he's 15th. Maybe 14th, but whatever.
Who gives a fuck about
Really?
Izo?
We only care about Marco, Jozu, maybe Vista. These three characters is
Yeah.
probably still alive, and we'll probably see them soon.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine they're
Point
stronger
is-
than what we left. But moving on.
Point is, Big Mom's crew very impressive.
Yes.
You got a whole bunch of crazy devil fruits, pretty strong.
Yeah, it was good. You know, Montor's book fruit hasn't really been used lately, but it's
What is
decent.
Galette's power?
Nails?
No, that's
Like-
Montor. She
Um,
could like force.
Yeah, but I think the nails in the book
Grab
are from
Nami.
Galette.
I mean,
I think they are.
there's an assumption. I don't know that they are.
Right. So after this, we get the prison scene, more Vinsmoke, etc.
And we
Jinbei betraying Big Mom for the final fight. We got to talk about Jinbei in that roulette wheel, though.
You forgot
Yeah.
about
What did I forget about?
pudding. First hints.
I really
About
don't want to
Pudding.
talk about Pudding because her character's changed so dramatically. It doesn't really matter anymore.
This arc pretty much revolves.
She
around
just
Pudding.
kind of her role's kind of just like fainting at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make you like it.
Do we think we'll get a nice kiss at the end?
Yes. She'll go off on an adventure.
She's gonna be like, I'm gonna find Lola. Is that her goal?
No, she's just gonna go on an
What's
adventure.
her goal? She's just gonna
Go
just
on an
wasn't
adventure.
Lola 2.0.
Yeah, pretty
Alright.
much.
Do we think she'll make a return at the end, or is it just that's it?
Lola returns.
Lola
Oh,
returns.
what are you talking about?
I'm talking about. Well, let's go with both. Do we think Lola will make her
Cameo
return?
appearance.
Do we think Pudding will come back later on,
I
maybe
think,
at the end?
To be perfectly honest with you, I think Chiffon was supposed to be Lola, but then Oda realized,
It doesn't make sense.
how am I gonna get her there?
Right. It would have been good if Lola was Capone's
Yeah.
wife. Could have done it. Could have happened.
Yeah, but the forced marriage thing, and
But she was looking to get married.
yeah, but then she has to rejoin the Big Mom family,
See,
and then you don't have that thing.
I think what Christian's saying is the roles could have been reversed with the twins.
Yeah.
So, Chiffon denies the Giant's wedding and Lola marries
Capone.
Capone, but they both kind of ran away.
Yeah, you could. I think that's there just because Oda couldn't get Lola
couldn't fit-
to look at
Couldn't
gold.
give a...
Unless she said pound.
Or Capone could have picked her up on the way to the New World.
Yeah.
And it could have been a natural marriage.
Just been like
And then
turns out.
Capone gets married into the crew. Via like a natural
Yeah,
way.
irrelevant point. But
Right.
Like, yeah.
So, what do you want to talk? What do you want to say about? Tell the people what you think about Pudding. What do you want to say about Pudding? What is it that you want to tell the people?
I was one of those people
Right. Here we go, ladies.
that was fooled
Fooled. Was it twice or was it once?
3 times.
3 times.
Alright?
Yeah.
I thought she was good. I was convinced.
I was also one of those ardent defenders of her, saying that she's good, leave her alone.
And then the heel turn. And we're like, oh, she's evil
Alright,
now.
you got me already. You got me. You got me.
You got me.
Right.
And then you got me again at the wedding.
Right. People say that the eye situation is kind of a little bit too much, but you know what?
It's a cartoon, man. What are you gonna,
I think it's reasonable.
come on, this isn't a saying. Come on, buddy. Come on.
You gotta think about it like in the way that she's thought about it. Now we don't know if her character's completely changed, if she was always that nice person that kind of got manipulated by Big Mom in this situation to kind of convince herself to do these evil acts. Because she's a master actor, but what does that kind of mean?
I mean, Big Mom being a terrible parent is really highlighted in this arc.
Yes.
She's just kind of fucking there.
Nuts.
To be honest, they're a family that cares about each other. She can't
Yeah,
do that much of a
They're a
bad
good
job.
family unit. But Big Mom's kind of like the crazy
Big Mom's fucking crazy.
unit. I think the commanders and their subordinates kind of keep the family together, while Big Mom kind of just does her own thing. Would that be fair
Yeah.
to say? Would you say like Perospero is kind of like the actual like father of the crew?
Not the mastermind.
Yeah. Maybe Montor.
I think Katakuri is that person, man.
Katakuri. I think Katakuri
He's
is
got
the
that heart
weapon
behind him.
of the crew.
He's the muscle.
He's the muscle. I think Perospero is
Sparrow's
the mind.
brain.
You'd imagine way
I
back
think-
in the
I think
past,
understanding-
Perospero was a commander.
I think you're understanding Big Mom's sort of deviousness.
People have waned on her knowledge and wisdom as the arc goes on, as she turns out not to be.
She has a quirk, alright?
Do we think that knowledge and wisdom comes from the crew, not from herself? Because she
I think
knew,
she's
she
kind
knows
of smart.
everything. Do we think that's more of a entire crew situation, or do we think that's
She has a vast intelligence network.
right?
Now, who handles that? Probably Montour.
Yeah,
Capone was handling it. He was head of security.
Capone, security man, big mistake.
Yeah, well, you know.
But yeah,
Is she dumb? No, I wouldn't say she's dumb.
is she dumb? I
She
wouldn't.
just loves food too much.
She's got this kind of weird food quirk, kind of the same thing as Luffy.
Yeah, like
Their body's kind of the same, you know. It kind of like shrinks without food. It uses a lot of food, but you know, whatever.
Alright, back to the arc. Right, we got Brooke. Who,
Brooke,
one of my favorite Straw Hats, finally gets his goddamn moments.
we're doing very well this arc for himself.
So good. Brooke has been MVP of this arc.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Fights Big Mom, gets the poneglyph.
Yeah.
Saves her from her. Sleeps with Big Mom.
Right.
You know? He's done it all.
He cut Prometheus.
He did cut Prometheus. Apparently never been done before.
That's big.
Brooke, fantastic in this
New
arc.
Soul King ability.
Yes.
Never seen before. Does this kind of foreshadow his future powers? Is he gonna have this kind of like? Is he gonna be able to take
Other
out?
people's soul.
Is he gonna be able to reap the souls of
Other
weak
people.
individuals?
Like a Conqueror's Haki.
Kind of like a Conqueror's Haki situation, but more,
Yeah,
maybe more
probably.
sinister. Would he be able to possess bodies other than his own?
Probably. I could see that happening.
There's interesting thoughts to have. I think Brooke is kind of in that weird situation in the middle where he's kind of in that Frankie old chopper situation where he's not the strongest, but he's not the
He's not the
weakest. He's not gonna get a fight. You know, there's more characters to get fights. He's kind of gonna be that support role.
But he did get a fight. He fought Big Mom.
I mean, sorta, but like
He went all out against Big Mom.
Big Mom just walked through that wall and she's like, "What are you doing? Give me my poneglyph back, or I want you as my pet."
Yeah.
But like, Brooke's very impressive this arc. He did what he had to do, and his
Very
dedication
good.
to the crew is very high.
Yes.
And for a character that recently joined the crew, that we haven't seen that much
I
of,
mean,
is pretty good for Brooke.
He joined and then got separated.
Yeah.
And now he's back.
So
And he got separated again.
after the Brooke scene, we have a little bit of Smoothie doing nothing.
Well-
we have a little bit of drama between the Vince Smoke.
Yeah.
After this, we go to the
Capone meeting?
Capone meeting's good. The milk thing, people have forgotten that milk does this in the series. It
That's the
happened.
point.
It
Come on,
happened
guys.
in Thriller Bark, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, guys.
Remember, milk does this. Don't get upset when it happens. All right.
Yes, don't get upset
All right.
with cartoon logic. Because this series is built on cartoon logic.
Now we're gonna move on to probably the
The best part of the
highlight
arc,
of the arc, the
wedding.
wedding. Now, you and I had this massive theory the entire time when we back in Zoe with the wedding card. We thought it was going to be kind of like a, do you marry? anyone have any objections about
Yeah,
marrying this
bang,
bride?
objection.
Luffy goes through the door, objection, blows up the
kicks Big
cake.
Mom in the head, whatever.
I think that would have happened if Oda had a better grasp on Western marriages.
Yeah,
Because
it's true.
Because I believe it was a One Piece podcast that was saying that it's a bit different in Japan with marriages.
Yeah, it's a mock Western marriage.
They kind of go for the Western thing, but they don't really do it right.
Yeah.
So maybe in that expectation,
cool.
but like it was cool.
It's still cool.
Jumping through the mirrors, using Brule again, which is
Brulee's clutch
Brule is maybe the most useful character
for the Straw
for a
Hats.
while.
Maybe
Very
the Straw
useful.
Hats.
And I think the mirror world was kind of built just for this fight with Katakuri and Luffy.
It's so that we don't have to waste time on travel.
Yeah, but
It's
also
good.
it's a
It's
perfect.
positive.
It's a pretty perfect place for a
To fight.
one-on-one.
Yeah.
You can go through walls, buildings. It's pretty narrow.
the bleach effect, where you
It's-
just have random buildings to
Buildings,
smash
yeah.
through.
It's
yeah.
good to draw Katakuri's ability as well because it's a
Yes,
checkerboard
it's
pattern, so you can get
that
depth.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the wedding very good.
The brokers.
The
brokers.
underworld brokers, big news. Morgan's
Everyone
the
loves
highlight.
Piers Morgans.
Dufel
See, I had a lot of questions about the logistics
of the One Piece
world.
universe.
Who's behind this news coup business?
Right,
How do people get shipments of shit?
we don't know,
We find out.
but we now
How do
know.
we find out? We
Right.
get shipping.
I mean,
got
we
storage.
don't know, but We have
we
have
can
clues,
assume.
right? How does Umet ship things across the Grand Line?
Because he has fleets.
Does he have strong members on those fleets?
I mean, you would have to have some sort
I
of
mean,
escort.
I'd imagine marauders and things are rummaging through shipments.
People want money.
I mean,
But it's great for the.
if
flavor.
Mingo was still around, would he be invited?
You would have to assume so.
Because I'd imagine he's a very important underground figure.
He sells weapons. He's very important.
Right. But he is a part of Carter's deal, but meh.
He's a.
I mean, if he gets invited, he has to go, so
He's
whatever.
got a lot of hands and a lot of pots.
Right.
Mingo. So.
You know, remember, it's all about the smile.
Yes.
Alright, so we're talking about
Now
wedding.
the cake falls.
You know,
And everyone gets upset because
Right.
we thought we were going to Wano.
and now we
And
have,
now we're back here.
what,
and we have
30
to
more
deal with
chapters?
Mom and-
I think it was around A50 when the cake fell, A55, something like that, maybe. You know, people thought after the cake fell that we're just going to go beeline to the ships, so we're out. But Oda
There's
has
so many things to. I wasn't
to
convinced.
wrap up,
There's too many things to wrap up.
and we still haven't wrapped them up.
No.
I think there's 5 chapters left of this arc. So it's going to be 2 or 3 fights, because it's going at a pace that is unexpected for me at the moment.
I mean, big.
I didn't think Carrot would transform this soon. And I didn't think the cake would be done this soon. I thought we were going to go into a whole Toriko deal with, like, this is where the egg has come from, this is exactly how we're going to whip it, all that kind of thing.
People lose their shit.
What do you... So, after the cake falls, we're going to Seducing Woods again.
We get so much Big Mom hype, it doesn't even fucking matter.
And everyone gets upset about pudding.
Fuck that. We get so much Big Mom crazy stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, focus on the hype of the series instead of focusing on small character
Oh,
details.
attacks don't connect with anyone. Do you want the Straw Hats to die? That's my question to you.
Minor character details
It's an air attack.
are
It's not light
irrelevant.
speed.
You know, if you think about Pudding's character, what's the big deal? She's not important to the series. Don't worry about it.
It pissed me off, I'll have to admit, but I'm kind of moved past it, man.
You know, and we at this point we leave Caesar to the abyss of never returning again.
where the fuck
Apparently,
is Caesar?
where is Mr. Gastino? He'd be very useful in this situation. Do we think he's gonna, you know, maybe save the day, join Capone's crew, maybe change your heart, or do we think he's gonna do some kind of scheme?
See,
Because you know, I've grown.
where does he fit? I don't know where he fits.
Caesar fit was a nice dynamic in the crew. He was never gonna join the crew.
People who want Caesar to join the crew are delusional.
But it was a good dynamic in the crew. You know, everyone was making fun of him. He's like, oh, poor me. But like,
He's like a personal buggy.
yeah, he's a portable buggy that kind of traveled around with the crew.
Portable buggy.
Portable buggy. Hashtag that. TM, portable buggy.
Yeah, portable buggy.
Anyway, so, you know, I want to talk about Capone for a little bit while we're here. We thought Capone was maybe the weakest character in the Supernovas.
It's clearly the kid.
I mean, there can only be one redhead character in the series,
It's clearly
ladies
the
and
kid.
gentlemen.
I mean, like, come on.
But people in general were underwhelmed by Capone and maybe his character as well.
It's a joke, fellas.
It's not a joke, but I've you know, we've grown to love Capone.
I
He's-
always loved Capone.
He's kind of that.
He's the classic. He's
He's-
the classic mobster
He's
Italian boss.
Was the Italian boss, but like he's grown a bit of a character as well. Like he's kind of that Caesar role again, the kind of that villain that has a little bit of a laugh going on. Like he's a bad person, but you kind of like
He's
him.
not a bad person. He's a mob boss.
I mean, he's a bad person, but he cares about his family.
yeah, he's a mob boss. Classic mob.
He
boss.
cuts off animals' heads for a laugh,
Yeah, that was a
And kinda-
clearly
and
clearly
kinda-
a Godfather reference.
and kind of you know like terrorizes other families just for the laugh of it. He
Well,
doesn't
he's
really want
terrorizing
power.
bad people.
Capone's not about power. It's about fucking people
It's
up.
like chaos.
It's about chaos. He's not a good person, but he likes his family. I mean, we can all connect with that sentiment, you know. And Pan comes back into this with the idea of family, you know, kind of full circle with Pez.
The whole point of this arc is Oda talking about family dynamics and how important
Right.
parenting is.
So we're in the Seducing Woods. We get to the Sunny. We see a nice attack from Perisparrow.
Yes.
Luffy
Candy-
goes right through it with a
Candy
Red
Iron
Hawk.
Maiden.
And then we see that clash that everyone got so excited about.
We all knew that fight was coming. We all
Luffy
knew.
versus Katakuri.
As soon as I saw Katakuri's design, I'm like, Luffy has to fight this man.
Confirmed, because you see, now I was saying Katakuri was going to be pink for a long time. Christian wasn't quite on board. Is he pink? Sorta. He's still hype.
He's still hype.
Anyway, we're on the ship. We're on the Sunny. You know, we're fucking about, and then, you know, Big Mom.
Big Mom's still firing.
We forgot about Nami and the lightning strike. How could we forget about that? The ire of the community once more.
Come on, people.
See, this is the point that people started to go, this arc
is trash.
This
People
arc
started
is
hating this
trash, and that's a crazy statement.
It took 3 chapters
for people to
lose their mind.
This is a Nami growth situation, very rare in the series.
Nami
Alright,
I wanted Nami fight just to know how strong she is physically.
Christian has this thing about Nami's physical strength.
Because Oda said that Usopp is as strong
Here we go.
as Zara pre-time skip. That means Usopp could pick up a building.
No, he meant physical strength specifically. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So
That means
physical
Usopp could
strength
pick up a
is
building.
mess. Right. So you're saying that,
I want to know what Nami's got.
but that's
In Sanji uses Nami body to blue walk. You need a strong body for that shit.
right. But that's Usopp he's talking about.
Yeah, and Usopp's clearly weak as fuck pre-time skip.
Right. And you think Nami has some kind of glaive,
Superhuman ability, some sort of staff technique.
Donatello.
I just want to see some Nami feats. I want to
Right.
see.
You want to see
hype for the
some?
crew.
You want to see some Nami hype. Very rare that's gonna happen in the entire series.
I assume
Too many
everyone gets
characters
I
to
assume
it to
everyone
happen.
gets a fight in Wano.
Robin's next in line for the female characters to do something. I'd imagine Robin gets a fight.
Everyone's getting.
Robin gets an assist. I'm not gonna say a fight. Robin gets an assist in Wano. Nami also gets an assist.
Come on, I just want to see this Straw Hats
Usopp gets an assist. Brooke gets an assist.
Wano is a time
Frankie,
for fights.
Brooke and Frankie are the ultimate fodder removers.
And
That's
Nami-
their role in the crew.
Nami is a little-
Nami, you know, the lightning, she does a lightning strike, I get it.
Frankie got a fight in Dressrosa though.
I mean, he did, but like,
It wasn't.
it was a
kinda
good
weird.
fight. I love Cindy Pink.
Yeah, we all love seeing your pink.
But like,
It was.
you
He
know,
wasn't using his rockets and
come
shit.
on. When we have all these hype characters in Wano that we perceive to be,
Everyone's getting a fight in Wano.
you
'cause
think
there's honestly
every
200 chapters.
character on the crew is getting a
the
solo
time.
fight?
It's
Ladies
the
and gentlemen,
time.
this is a definitive statement from Christian Toro.
It's time
It's time, he says, for the
for the
entire
Straw Hats
so
to get fights.
so you think the entire crew
All our fights, because we need power scaling to go into the final parts of this story.
right? So you
Wano
think,
needs to be the benchmarking.
so you think every crew member, including Jinbei,
Yes.
will get
Some
a
sort of
one-on-one,
fight. Some sort of
a
one-on-one
one-on-one.
fight.
You're saying a one-on-one?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Because we have to have it. We all need
Yeah.
scaling for
The
these
community,
characters.
the community needs scaling. Like,
Alright?
you,
'Cause
ladies and
before
gentlemen,
the
you
final
need
arc, we can't have
it. Right.
people pulling out things. Well, we'll have
Random
power
things,
ups,
right.
but we need to know our base level for all these characters.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on that.
So on the ship, Luffy grabs Katakuri. They go into the middle world,
Mhm.
and then we have
And then Pedro kills himself.
the Pedro scene. Now, people saying he's not dead. I'm gonna make a definitive statement.
Definitive statement time.
He's dead. All right. Now, if it comes back that he's alive, I'm not gonna be too annoyed, because you know
He just wants the hype of the Sulong form for Pedro.
Pedro's Sulong form is gonna be tasty.
Very tasty, but
We still haven't seen Peckham's. What's Peckham's up to?
I mean, he's wearing glasses. so it's
Is the
fine.
time for the Sulong Peckham's over since Carrot is no longer in the form?
I think this was just a taste.
Just
for
a
Wano.
taste for Wano. Just a little taste. Just a little bit. Just a little bit for you, ladies and gentlemen, just to
And
get
then we'll
hyped.
see, and then we get Katakuri fight.
About
And Katakuri fight's
Inuarashi,
fantastic.
Nekomamushi. That's all we're thinking about. We don't give. Carrot's like, all right.
Carrot's pretty
The furries out there are like, yeah, that's more ammunition to get Carrot on the crew. Relax. All right.
Carrot and the crew
Relax.
possible in Wano. After.
All right, so we're on the
We're on
crew.
the seas now.
We're on the seas. Luffy's in the mirror world. He smashes that mirror. Now, I was saying this since the mirror smashes. Luffy will beat Katakuri in the mirror world 1-on-1. Let's go. Now, everyone was saying it's an impossible task. Thoughts? I was saying
People don't understand that
no.
this story is written by a person named Oda, right?
The
It's
Oda.
not a real world.
Yes.
Luffy has to win.
I'm just gonna all that aside, I'm just gonna put out one point. Look at the narrative and the narrative cues that Oda gives you every time Luffy is about to fight someone 1-on-1.
And guess what? They're both at 100%, and Luffy's not going to run again.
Yes.
So this is a completely different fight, akin to a crocodile fight, where Luffy lost, but then he
Yes.
returned, and he beat him.
Right.
In a fair fight.
Right.
He got the info he needed, he beat him.
Yeah.
Do we say that's a bullshit fight?
Yeah.
No, that's not a bullshit fight.
Right.
Luffy came back, Luffy beat him, 100%, both of them. It was a fair fight.
Right.
This is a fair fight. They both had the break. They're coming in 1-on-1. Luffy's going to get that power up and beat him.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear, oh, but, he ran away. Yeah, this is a separate round. Round 3.
I agree.
Round 3.
Yep.
Ring the bell. It's round 3. Completely different.
Luffy did state 100%. He wants
He
to
did
beat him.
want to beat him 100%. It's a Dragon Ball Z statement. It's going to happen.
Alright, moving on. Pedro's dead. Everyone's sad. Now we get some Chocolate Town pound stuff. Do we really care?
Not
Do
really.
you care about Chocolate Town and making the cake and maybe oven hype?
I did enjoy that Sanji's cooking feats that he could smell.
No, about an hour
Ingredients.
ago you were saying Sanji's speed feats doesn't impress you.
I was
have you
saying
changed
cooking
your-
feats.
Yes, but have you changed your mind on that
No,
statement?
they don't impress me because speed's so hard to gauge.
Right.
I'm not going to do it unless it's a one-on-one fight.
Now, Chocolate Town's alright. We're going to move on to where we are at the moment. Capone's ship's pretty cool.
It's a very cool ship.
Trackpads. Here we are, Capone,
Here we are right now. Now, this arc in general.
Did it
great-
meet your
great
expect?
arc. Great
Good arc. Good arc.
Great arc.
Great arc, he says. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet, but right now it's a great arc.
Right. Do you think it met the community's expectations?
Well, that's a completely different question.
Right.
Some people, it did. Some people thought Big Mom was going to be a world destroyer.
Right.
I mean, I can't help you if you think that.
Does Big Mom match Whitebeard
Oh,
height?
she's more impressive than Whitebeard.
Right.
She can't take damage. They had to gimp her to do damage.
So
to
you
her.
think Big Mom is more impressive than Whitebeard at Marineford?
100%.
Yeah, not in physical ability, but in
Yes,
actual.
physical ability, because you're conflating Devil Fruit power to actual physical
Right.
power.
Right, but
Most impressive Whitebeard feat is he stopped his ship
Mm.
one-handedly. That's impressive as fuck.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Strength feat. Big Mom, I say more impressive. On the spear attacks,
alone.
craziness.
Right. So, yeah, we've got plenty of things to come, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost. I would say we're nearing the end of the arc. We still got the climax of Luffy and Katakuri. We'll see how that goes.
gonna be
Observation hierarchy,
fantastic.
etc. Hopefully, there's gonna be a nice beatdown. We were expecting a Lucci situation.
It might be. It's
It
more
might
of
be.
a crocodile situation.
More of a
It's
crocodile situation.
Yeah.
So, how do you just final thoughts on the arc and maybe a prediction on when the arc's going to finish? We're at 889 at the moment. You want to give us a number?
100.
900?
100.
I'm going to say 889, just on the fact that 900 is usually reserved for
No,
separate
no.
occasions.
You were saying for there's 5 chapters left
Well,
10 minutes ago.
yeah, 5-ish chapters. I'm saying 5 chapters until everything's resolved, and then we got to have a few chapters like, here we are
Now he changes his mind.
Oh, alright. Fine, I'll say 5. What is it?
894.
894. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. 894. Christian's going to force me into this. I think we've been
Look in
going
the
for quite a while for the first episode. Do you just want to shout out where people can find you? Maybe what you do, people can find your work? that kind of thing.
Find my comic on untiltledcomics.com. Read it. Don't find me on Twitter.
Don't. What does that mean?
Email me. Don't.
Email us at the Redforce podcast at gmail.com. Find us at the RF podcast on Twitter. You can find me at Eric Talata on Twitter as well. I do animation, some manga on Talata Comics as well. Some shorts, some short one chapter kind of one-offs. Also do some art for your favorite YouTubers out there, such as King of Lightning and Zora Fanboy, so have a look out for that. And on next time, we'll discuss more about how Shanks is hype.
Shanks is the God King.
And until then,
join us. Shanks is the God King.
come join the Redforce on a journey to find...
How strong is Shanks?
To find out how strong is Shanks.
How strong is Shanks? The answer, God King.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start.